Okay, we're ready to put her together. We're going to put the top together first. And the thing that I always do is I look at it and I know this is my front of my box. Now this is the back of my box, which is where the binding is going to go. So what I do is I go ahead and flip it over. And then for me, I'm going to turn around. Okay? So now I know that everything is facing. If you want to double check, you can. Cirque is, okay, see, we're all good. So this part is going to match, the inside is going to match the inside. So I know so far I'm good. So you're going to put a bead of glue and hold it down tight. Okay? You want to make sure all your edges are together. You want anything overlapping. And then for any of your glue dots that are kind of big and bulky and bubbled, I just push them down with my Mod Podge finger. You can get that from any hobby store. And I think it comes in a set of 3 for like $7 or so. Okay, so here's our first edge. See how nothing's overlapping or hanging over? So there's our binding edge. Okay, then we're going to take the exact opposite side, which would be the front side, and again we want the inside to match. So we're going to place it just like this. Okay, same concept. We're going to put a bead of glue. Hold it there just for a few seconds, and then we'll flip it around and push our glue dots, or glue bubbles, in against the foam with our glue finger. Moving on. Next, we're going to put our short sides in. And again, I want to make sure that my insides are all matching. Okay? And I like to put both of my sides in at the same time, just to make sure that they fit, that my measurements are right on. Okay, my measurements are on, but I can see that this piece of paper is overhanging a little, so I'm just going to cut it off. Alright, once I'm happy with this, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, except that, hold on, I got some hanging here too. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put a bead dot down and tack it in. Except, oh, hold on, I just got unplugged. Okay, so the only difference this time is we're going to do both of the sides of our foam as well as the bottom. You do kind of want to work fast, but not so fast that your glue's going everywhere. As long as you're using a high temperature gun, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Place it down, make sure to hold the sides together. Okay. And then we're going to do the same concept. We're going to push our little glue bubbles . Okay, so far so good. And we're just going to do the other side. Same thing, we're going to do both sides as well as the bottom. I don't have as many glue bubbles on this one, but I am going to go ahead and push the ones that I do see. Okay, so here we are with our box top, with our lid. Okay, excellent. So we're going to set this one aside and we're going to pull back out our bottom pieces. And we're going to trim off all of our excess edges, if you have any, which I always have. Okay. Now for this one, I'm going to have, this is going to be the bottom, and the inside doesn't matter because it's all the same. But I do want to make sure that my binding is hole punched. So we're going to hole punch this real quick. Okay, now I know this is my binding, so I want to make sure that my inside's showing, and then I want my inside to match here as well. So we're going to flip her around, and we're going to do just the line at the bottom. You just want to hold it down for a few seconds, and then we're going to turn it to get all of our glue dots pushed in. Sorry if I'm shaking the video. Okay, and there's our first side. Well, I should say our bottom first side. Okay, then we're going to take the exact opposite piece. Which would be the bottom front piece. Okay, we're going to hold it in place just for a few seconds so the glue cools down just a little bit. And then we'll turn it sideways and push down all of our little glue bubbles. Okay. Okay, my side for some reason is a little bit bigger than it should be, so I'm just gently trimming off. If you trim off too much, it's going to be too short, so you just want to be careful when you trim. And this is why I make sure that my sides fit prior to gluing. Because for some reason, this is like a good ½ inch too thick. But I don't want to cut a ½ inch off. I just trim a very little bit off. Okay, now I'm all fitted in nice and snug. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put glue on the inside foam here, along the bottom, along the opposite side. Okay, I need to grab another glue stick real quick. Okay, now we're going to turn around and do the last side, and then our box is complete. How fun is that? So again, we're going to do the side, the bottom, and the other side with glue. Okay, make sure your sides are in. Make sure nothing's overhanging. Okay, and then go ahead and push down your bead. If you don't have one of these, you can always run your glue gun back over it and it'll melt it down. And if you don't care, that's fine too, because to be honest, I'm going to probably put beads. I'm going to probably adorn this with beads anyway, so it really isn't a big deal. Alright, so here's your box bottom. So I'm going to bring out my box top, put it on top, with the binding matching, and look, we have a box. Okay? There's still a lot to do. We still got to do the lacing, but I'm going to do that on